Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much, Dr. Daria. Please don't count my slides. I think there were some rules that I might have broken. But it is an honor to be standing in front of you all this morning. I love Institute Day. It is my favorite holiday. I just keep thinking about the significance of this moment, that we're all in this room together, one place, one team, one district. But full disclosure, my inhaler is not with me on the stage this morning, okay? So if we continue to talk about like the significance of Institute Day and like what a big deal it is and how important it is, there could be some real health risks involved, okay? So we're just gonna move on. I'm charged with speaking to you all this morning about high expectations and what that means for us here at the Tuscaloosa City Schools. Now, this idea, this phrase, it's not new, it's not foreign. It's not even really controversial. You know, standing up and saying that, I believe we should have high expectations for all of our students. Probably nobody's gonna disagree with you, but do we really know what it means? I think we all believe it's a good concept, but do we understand it? It's kind of like when I go meet with my finance guy, money man, I don't know, whatever I'm supposed to call him, and he's like, look, Rachel, I just think we really want to look at diversifying your portfolio, okay, and really maybe investing a little bit more aggressively so that we can really advance and mature that Roth IRA. And I'm looking like Jay-Z up here like, right, yeah, but like inside panicking, right? Like, this guy knows what he's talking about, so I'm sure that this is good, and I don't know what he's saying to me. Oh, by the way, if any of you are betting on the number of times that I will refer to our royal family, Jay-Z and Beyonce, during my 7 minutes, take the over, okay? Always take the over, all right? So in preparing for today, I had to flesh out in my mind, what does high expectations mean to me? What are the things in my life for which I have high expectations? Okay. So, I have high expectations when Beyonce drops an album. I have high expectations when she shows up in The Lion King or releases an Emmy-nominated Netflix special, okay? I have the highest expectations when I go see her in concert or when I see Beyonce and Hova on tour together all 5 times, okay? But that's not relevant. That doesn't help us, does it? That's not our world. So, what does high expectations look like for us in our world as educators? What has it looked like for me in my first grade and kindergarten classrooms? And the phrase that comes to my mind is no limits. And no limits sounds great, right? Like it fits on a bumper sticker, it's a nice hashtag, but do we really believe, that there are no limits to what our students can achieve? And here's where no limits gets tricky, is because no limits applies to everyone, every student, every adult, every parent, every person that steps into our buildings, no matter the label that life has dealt, coming from poverty, learning the English language, reading below grade level. See, we don't get to decide who deserves high expectations and who doesn't, okay? We have to believe, as impossible as it may seem sometimes, that there is nothing that our students, our people can't achieve. We get to be like Oprah, y'all, okay? But instead of giving out brand new cars, we're like, you get high expectations. You get high expectations. You always asleep in my class, but you get high expectations. You're never here, and when you do show up, you're late, but you get high expectations too. I have specific students flashing through my mind right now, right? Like the little girl who couldn't really handle working with her friends and had to shoot her way across the classroom all day long because mom couldn't afford to refill her ADHD prescription. Or the sweet little Yemeni girl who cried every morning 4 weeks as the principal physically carried her down the hallway to kindergarten because she didn't understand what anybody was saying to her for 7 hours of her day. Or even the little boy who was so upset about what he had seen his dad do to his mom last night that the only way he knew how to express that anger was by throwing his chair across the classroom. And see, those classes, those kids are the ones that have us looking like this, going to the car at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, right? Like, how did they get this footage of me getting in my car on the Friday before Labor Day? What? Please tell me it's not just me, but we have to expect great things from all of our students, even the ones that have us crawl into the car. Help me. Now, y'all, hang on. See, I'm catching the spirit here just a second. Let me get to my notes, okay? So I want us to remember, okay, that our role in all of this is to know our students, okay? I believe that our role is to know our students, to know them individually, okay? To know what makes them tick, what motivates them, what excites them, and know where they come from, because if we don't know our students, then how are we gonna set appropriately high expectations for them? And yes, I said appropriately high, because you see, high expectations is not this one-size-fits-all ideology, okay? It is a tailored, perfectly custom-made to fit to each individual person, and that is hard. People are complex, okay? And it's not like we just have one student that we're having to invest in. We have so many kids that we have to decode and connect with, and then once we get a sense of what makes them tick and the incredible things that they can accomplish, then we still have to get them there, okay? Now think about this. If I go to the ATM and I'm trying to get $100, but it's August 28th, and I only have $11.63 in the bank account, okay? Now, bear with me, okay? I know this is too real for some of us. We're gonna get through it. Now, that $100, yeah, I'm not gonna get it, okay? Because that's not how the bank works. So we can't expect and ask great things from our students if we're not doing great things for them. I'm not gonna get $100 out of a student I've only put $10 into. We have to invest in our kids, our time, our energy, our resources, everything. And I know we all feel like we're giving everything, right? Like we are sacrificing and offering so much of ourselves to do this job, but we cannot give ourselves to the job. We've got to give ourselves to our students. We have to care so deeply about them that they would do anything that Miss Goggins asked them to do. Hard things, scary things, things that people keep telling them they can't do or they won't do. Now, we all have an idea of something that we feel is maybe a little beyond our capacity, right? Something that scares us. For me, one of those things is skydiving. All right, now, look, I'm cool with heights. I am here for a roller coaster, a loop-de-loop, free fall, corkscrew, all of that. But the idea of jumping out of a functional plane, strapped to a stranger, trusting a piece of fabric to keep me from hitting the ground and paying hundreds of dollars to do it. No, it's a no from me, dog. Like, I'm not doing that. But let me tell you, there are people, there are former teachers, professors, even people in this room, that if they asked me to, if they told me it was gonna be good for me, I would jump out of a plane. But it's not every teacher, okay? It's the ones that I trusted, the ones that cared about me as a human being, the ones that wanted to know about my life outside of the walls of the classroom, okay? And it's the ones that said, Rachel, you're gonna be a great sports broadcaster someday. But that's who I'm jumping out of a plane for, okay? We have to convince our students that they can jump out of a plane, figuratively speaking, of course, that they can do really hard things. And the way that we do that is by speaking words of life into our students with conviction, with urgency, as if it may be the only affirming words that they hear. We have to say it so often that they start to believe it, and then our actions have to match, okay? Here at TCS, we expect our students to do great things. okay? And not the same great things, and not necessarily skydiving, but we are charged with nurturing the unique greatness that is in each and every one of our students. And doing great things is much easier when you feel known, when you feel supported, encouraged, and loved. As the great philosopher and my life coach, Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter once sang, "I dream it, I work hard, I grind till I own it," okay? Now, let's teach our students to dream. Let's teach them to work hard, to grind, and let's celebrate with them when they own it. And let's slay this year, Tuscaloosa City Schools. Thank you.